Right. This is the race I've waited 12 months for. Last year's was awesome. The years before was awesome. And I think this one is going to be as well. The grid for the British Universities Karting Championship, Drivers' Championship Super Final, looks like this. On pole position, the new two-time lightweight champion, Jess Alexander. Alongside her on the front row, the new graduates champion, Steve Hicks. Row 2, the new heavyweights champion, Jamie Desira. Alongside him on row 2, Rob Newman. Row 3, Will Chew and James Lampton. Row 4, David Waters, finished well in the super final last year. Alongside him, the male driver of the year, Oliver Basie-Fisher. Row 5, Kyle Morby, finished on the podium in the lightweights, as did Aaron Mayle in the grads. Row 6, Josh Watts in 11th place, and your new super heavyweight champion. The title stays in Scotland. Will the super final one though? We'll wait in a bit, but it's Josh Mitchell in 12th. Another Scotsman, P13, Scott Beattie, and Sean Briley, rookies champion with Surrey. Row 8, Dominic Wheatley and Miles Murphy. Watch for Miles. He came through the super final last year pretty well. I reckon he's going to do the same here again. Row 9, Taylor Adams. He's had some good starts from way down this year in the sprints. I think he's going to do it again. And Morgan Price is P18. Row 10, Lewis Bickers and David Longman. Row 11, Michael Gibbons and Sean Darling. Row 12, Fred Martin and Joseph Jacks. Row 13, one of the grads, another former mains winner with Huddersfield 2 years ago. It's Josh Butcher in 25th and Harry Farnhill in 26th. Row 14, Dan Barber from Nottingham and David Turton. And row 15, Sean Arnold and Heinrich Watson Miller. Howard, it's going to sound ridiculous, but all those 30 could win it. They're all good enough.
Absolutely, absolutely. That grid is
jam-packed.
It's an astounding grid. I just want to give a special shout just before this gets going to Sean Darling.
Yes.
Because he won the B final, worked his way up the A final, and was in the top 10 of that, and so is in the super final. I think he might be the only person to have done that. Absolutely astounding job by him. So no matter what happens, he can go home with his head held high. This, Andrew, is the one we've been waiting for.
Oh boy, this is going to be good. I think I said that 12 months ago. Keep calm, everybody. This is going to be a frenetic few laps, and we're going to go round again, aren't we? Oh, what a way to break the tension.
Look at them all synchronisedly waving their hands in the air.
Right, I should just say a few things before we get on to this. Last year's first start of the super final was terrible, and they restarted. If this is a great big massive mess into turn 1 and 2, don't be surprised.
Having said that, though, Andrew, even once the race got going proper, these drivers, the thing about this is these are the best drivers. They are brilliant drivers. It's
but all of them want to win.
Yeah, and it's also a win it or bin it situation,
yes.
right? They aren't looking to get promoted or be on some podium. They want to win it. They want to say that they were the champion of champions. So
the attrition rate in this one's going to be very, 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 very high.
Yes. That, if anything, any of the previous ones are to go by, that's absolutely the case. Andrew, they're rounding the boot. I think this time we might be good for a start.
This is it then. The BUKC Drivers' Championship Super Final for 2017. On pole, Jess Alexander. On second on the grid, the number 1 of Steve Hicks. This, I've no idea how this is going to go, if I'm being honest. Slow now. Wait for the green. It's green, and we're racing in the Super Final. Into turn 1 they go. Who's going to lead on the way up to Christmas?
Jamie Desira!
And is there a big mess behind? Oh, Desira's gone. Desira's gone. I said there'd be an incident at turn 1 up the hill now. Rob Newman's coming up through the field. And Will Chew's up to second place. Will Chew is up to second place from grid 5. That's a brilliant start. And there's some more mess. Yep, there we go. There's some attrition towards the back of the field.
It's been relatively clean though, Andrew, in
many
ways.
Cleaner than last year. But I think that says more about how last year was.
Josh Mitchell is... Oh, stand by. I don't want to call it if it's not the case. Josh Butcher's gone to the back.
Yeah, so that's the former Huddersfield driver. Look at Steve Hicks. He's looking for second place here now. But Jess Alexander, we saw the same in the lightweight final. Jess Alexander has now got a bit of a lead at the end of lap 1.
Well,
Will Chu is second.
she's
Rob
gonna
Newman
try.
third. Steve Hicks fourth. David Waters fifth. Kyle Morby sixth. Seventh is Josh Watts. Eighth, Oliver Basie Fisher.
James Lambton has fallen off the back as well, Andrew. As look at this, the number
Up the
13
inside,
on the
it's
3.
Kyle Morby.
Yep, Carl Morby on David Walters. Good move there. This is exactly what Jess Alexander wants. She now wants to move up away from this. She wants Will Chu and Rob Newman to have a battle, and Rob Newman
not gonna
is
do
right
that, though.
behind Will Chu
They're
as
not
they're
gonna
heading
do that.
towards Chapman's. Yeah, all these drivers are experienced drivers. They're going to know that a sprint race is often about holding station and keeping the pace up rather than battling.
So expect to see those hand signals again as these three try to work together to catch Jess Alexander. End of lap 2. The gap is 1.1 seconds. It's holding fairly steady. Look at this. This is 6th place. Oliver Basie Fisher started to make his way through. Carl Morby's there. Josh Watts there. Aaron Mayle in the blue, the number 4. Dominic Wheatley, he's had a good day. Taylor Adams has had a brilliant season for... In fact, I think Taylor Adams has gone in front of Dominic Wheatley.
Oh, Rob Newman's up the inside of Will Chu into Ashby, Andrew. I don't think we saw that on the camera, but Rob Newman's
Yes,
into
he's got
second,
through.
and Steve Hicks has got by Will Chu as well. They're going through Parker's now and into Chapman's. So it's all changed, and Will Chu's back up the inside of Steve Hicks into Chapman's. How will that go? He's got it. Nice move there from Will Chu.
Well, this is interesting now because this is exactly sort of what I said they don't want to do, because this is going to let Jess get out ahead and into a position in terms of a lead where they're not going to catch her.
Yeah.
End of lap 3. The gap's now 1, but they lost almost a second on that last lap. Jess has now got a 1.978 second lead. There's a contact warning for Miles Murphy, the number 6. Where is Miles? Oh, Miles is still down in 20th. Must admit that's a bit of a surprise for me as the number 4 goes up the inside. I think that's Aaron Mayle on Josh Watts.
There's a cart off in turn 2, Andrew.
Well, that's probably going to be someone towards the front of the field if it's happened recently. Here's Oliver Basie Fisher, the number 23. This is the battle. Look at this train for 6th place.
Oh, and it's going to change. Oliver Basie Fisher, look at this, has David Walters up the inside, and it's all
And round
changed
the
there.
outside. Who's that coming round the
Kyle
outside?
Morby,
It's
that's
number
Kyle Morby.
13.
They're side by side. Three chains of side-by-side carts coming through the final corner. But still, somehow, Basie Fisher's at the head of this.
Rob Newman sets the fastest lap of the race at 54.095 and takes half a second out of Jess Alexander
Look
on that
at
last lap.
this. Look at it. This is the battle over 5th place in the super final.
Do you think these drivers want this? I think so.
Look at the 27 and the 5 darting out.
This
That's
is gonna end in
Lewis
tears.
Vickers and Dominic Wheatley, respectively.
There you go. Told you.
That's the 24 off. That's Josh Watts.
Joseph Jack's pulling his way through, the Huddersfield driver. Here with his mum and his dad, who've been so supportive of him and the BUKC over the past couple of years. Fighting with his Huddersfield teammate, Sean Arnold. This is just brilliant.
It's a resumption of the lightweights final at the front, though, Andrew. It's Jess Alexander and Rob Newman. But Will Chu's keeping in touch with them at the moment.
And another half second gone. Another half second gone. Howard,
Fastest lap
Rob's
of the
got
race.
pace. He's got a lot of pace. That's a 53.688. That's by far the fastest lap we've seen this today. Penalty for Miles Murphy. Stop being a naughty boy, Miles.
That's the bump and pass. That's going to be 10 seconds. 10 seconds. There's a driver off going into Ashby. I'll check who that is.
That lap time, Howard. 53.688.
That's insane. It's all insane out there at the moment.
6 minutes and 40 seconds of BUKC action in the Club 100 karts in the 2016-17 season to go. And who knows what's going to happen in the next 6.5 minutes. Jess Alexander leads. The gap's 0.2. Rob Newman is absolutely flying.
And if these two start to battle, it could bring Will Chu into this, of course. He's just up the road from them. And don't forget Steve Hicks. That main group of 4 have pulled out. Is Rob Newman going to arrive and go for something immediately here?
3 noises, deja vu. Add this one, another notch on the bedpost for how many times these two have had battles like this at Whilton Mill in the BUKC.
It's simply not possible to talk about all the battles going on out there. They're just a stream. It's like they're attached or with elastic out there.
Yeah.
Right there. Everybody is nose to tail. Everybody.
And Wiltshire and Steve Hicks are not out of this. 5.5 minutes to go. Here's the battle for 5th again. Still being led by Oliver Basie-Fisher. Dave Waters 6th. Carl Morby 7th. Taylor Adams, Adam Mel.
Look
and
at
up the inside. Rob Newman going up the inside. Can he make the move stick? I think he can. And Rob Newman takes the lead in the super final.
She'll try and get the cut back though. Jess Alexander will try something into Ashby if she can make it happen. Not quite on. Again, we see the twitching at the rear of these karts because of how much on the limit the drivers are with the brake.
Rob, this is the most important lap in your BUKC career. You need that pace again. You need that half a second that you had earlier. Now you've got clear air. Come on, Rob. You can do this. You can do this for Sheffield.
And he's going to want this so much after, of course, the lightweight, the way that the lightweights went, Andrew. He's going to want to take this one off Jess desperately.
But he's not pulling away. 5 minutes in the super final. Oh no! Dave Waters has gone! Dave Waters, the number 3, is gone! And that's his chances of a top 10 in the super final over. Dave Waters falling out in the order now. Jess all over the back. Rob Newman is not pulling away. That pace is not there now. Or, to be fair, no, I think it's that Jess has picked up her pace.
Black flag for Aaron Mail, advantage by contact further down the order.
That'll be for the contact with, I'm going to put 2 and 2 together and hopefully not get 5. I'm guessing that's what caused Dave Waters to leave the circuit.
Let's look for Jess. Is she going to try something into Chapman's? No, she thinks better of it. Will Chu and Steve Hicks are just further, you can see them in the shot there. They will be right on the scene if anything happens between these two at the front.
Watch the times next time around, because before, when he was in second place, Rob was doing 53 5s, 53 4s. He's now doing 54 3s. The slipstream effects must have been enormous. Where has Rob's pace gone? He needs that pace back, and he needs it now.
That statement is very relative, folks. They are the pace of this field.
I was going to say, it's still about
insane.
Far quicker than we can go. And there's a move for 5th. That's Taylor Adams in a different suit. This is confusing me. And wide. Oh, now. Oliver Basie-Fisher not very happy about that. He's going to lose 6th. He's going to lose 7th. He's potentially going to lose even more. Look at this.
That's
Joseph
Dominic.
Jackson in the middle of that. Miles Murphy in the middle of that. It's all gone. Oh, no.
Henry
And 3 of them gone. The super heavyweight. How have they all kept running? How have they done that?
That's Josh Mitchell. That's Miles Murphy. That's Heinrich Watson-Miller.
Told you, this super final, it's not good for my health.
I think Rob may have pulled the gap slightly there.
That's more
Andrew.
like it, Rob. 53.734. He needs a couple of more laps like that. 2 minutes 43 to go in the BUKC super final.
Penalties for Heinrich Watson-Miller for track limits. Well, he was on the grass.
And there's a move by Scott Beattie. Scott Beattie's had a brilliant day. Complete reversal to what we're having at the start of the season when they had an awful day at Buckmore Park in round 1 and 2.
I believe Michael Gibbons is off. Michael Gibbons is off at the top of the hill.
That's one of our Birmingham boys, but he's had a brilliant season as Michael. Win or bin. As always next year. Rob's got his pace back. Rob has got his pace back now. Let's see the lap time this time around. It's going to be in the 53s, surely. Just waiting for timing to update on our screen. But that's not half a second lead. That's more. That's more now. It was a 53.966. The lead is half a second. This battle isn't over. Will Chu in 3rd. Steve Hicks in 4th. The top 2 in the graduates class.
They're about to come upon Michael Gibbons, who's having some issues getting his kart started. I think there might be a problem with his kart. They weave their way past now. It has an influence.
Oh, Will nearly got caught out by that. That was really good driving to react to that and not cause a problem, but it's compromised him. And now this is going to be a battle between Chu and Hicks for 3rd place. Hicks, formerly of Loughborough, is looking up the inside. No, it's not going to happen that time for Hicks. This time around, Rob Newman. Sorry, our timing screen's a little bit slow. That's probably our computer's fault. But what I can say is that Rob Newman is still in the lead and pulling away. It's the 53.9s now. That's a nice pace for Rob Newman.
Yeah, Taylor Adams has, at the moment, won out in that absolutely bombastic battle for 5th place that was going on. As you can see from the camera shots, they've dropped back quite a bit because of the battling.
Yeah. Jess Alexander 2nd, Will Chew 3rd, Steve Hicks 4th. Taylor Adams has had a really good race. Oh, if it started a little bit higher, 17th to 5th. Carl Morby 6th. Dominic Wheatley 7th.
Oh, Miles Murphy and Henry Watson-Miller made contact at Ashby. Watson-Miller comes to a stop. Miles Murphy carries on.
On to the last lap then. This is the last lap of the BUKC this year, in this season, the 2016-17 season, and what a season it has been. There is your super final leader, Rob Newman, pulling away now, 53.641.
Stationary cart at Ashby. Watson-Miller is out of the cart. I think there's a problem with Watson-Miller, Andrew.
Careful, Rob. Yep, he's through.
He's got a limp, Andrew.
Yep. Anyway, we've got to focus on this lead battle. Here is Rob Newman. He's got a matter of 4 or 5 corners to go to win the super final, to become the BUKC Drivers' Champion for 2017. Into the boots for the final time. The famous orange helmet from Sheffield. 2 corners to go. There's one. There's the other. The king of Whilton Mill, the new king of kings, Rob Newman, is your BUKC Drivers' Champion for 2017. Jess Alexander takes a podium in 2nd place, and our very own Will Chew takes 3rd. Steve Hicks is 4th. Taylor Adams is 5th. Carl Morby is 6th. Dominic Wheatley 7th. Oliver Basie-Fisher 8th. Sean Briley 9th. What a week it's been for him. 10th for Lewis Bickers, so he got to the end of it this year. He got binned off last year. 11th for Sean Arnold. 12th, Dan Barber. Dan Barber came from... There's been some brilliant drives through the field. Dan Barber comes from 27th to 12th. 13th, Josh Watts. 14th, Joseph Jacks. 15th, Harry Farnhill. We're going to read through all of these because all of these drivers are just brilliant. 16th, Freddie Martin Dye. 17th, Josh Butcher. 18th, David Turton. 19th, Sean Darling. Oh, hang on. Why am I... Oh, sorry. 9th place. Sorry, I got it wrong. 9th place was Scott Beattie. Sean Briley was actually down in 20th. Morgan Price was 21st. James Lampton, 22nd. Miles Murphy, 23rd. 24th, Josh Mitchell. 25th, Jamie Desira. 26th, Aaron Mayle. 27th, Heinrich Watson-Miller. 28th, Michael Gibbons. 29th, David Waters. And 30th, Dave Longman. Howard, for the 2nd year in a row, I'm going to ask you at the end of the super final to say something.
Wow.